shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Police are investigating a shooting in Hillsborough.
I'm just still not understanding why they found her body so late. I feel like she would have made it.
The questions from friends and family members as investigators work to find the person responsible.
And this morning we're watching our forecast, of course, very closely for New Year's Eve. We do have a front on the way, and it's a chilly start. We're going to talk about rain chances coming up.
And it is time to celebrate the new year. All the fun activities and music you can expect tonight at WRAL First Night Raleigh. Fireworks and the acorn drop and the People's Procession,
yes.
All kinds of fun. Such a fun tradition. And we'll let you know what you need to know about all the festivities and the weather. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on December 31st. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Ken Smith. Of course, the weather is very important because a lot of people are making their plans. Let's get over to meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking how our day is shaping up.
Yeah, good morning to both of you as we start off this last day of 2024. And good morning to all of you at home. It is certainly a chilly start. We have temperatures in the 30s and 40s right now, right about 45 in Raleigh and Durham. We're at the freezing mark in Roxborough at this hour, 40 in Goldsboro, 41 in Clinton. If you are heading out here, maybe going traveling or just kind of heading to your destination, I should say, we're looking at temps mainly there in the low 50s by the time we get through the morning. It is going to be a warm day, though. We're looking at a high of 68 degrees this afternoon. We have a warm front that's going to come through, and that front is also going to bring a slight chance here for a few light showers between about 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. There's a look at 1 o'clock. We're still dry. We have the front coming through, and then we get through this evening. Again, very hit or miss showers. They start to taper off, and midnight is dry. We're going to walk through this chance then more in detail and show you some much colder temperatures here coming up in a few minutes.
Anthony, thanks. This morning around 1:30, firefighters left the scene at an apartment building in Raleigh. So this is what it looked like when the WRAL Breaking News Tracker got there on Plainview Drive off New Bern Avenue. We're working to learn if anyone is hurt or are out of their homes. Neighbors say a cat may have died. Investigators are working to determine the cause.
Police departments are warning people of the dangers of shooting guns in celebration of the new year. WRAL's Nick Perling joining us live from the Durham Police Department. And Nick, there have been 2 deaths in Durham recently because of celebratory gunfire.
And Ken, last year, the Durham Police's crime unit analysis says that 9% of the shot calls that they received last year occurred on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and July 4th. We also know recently 2 women have died in Durham because of celebratory gunfire. 74-year-old Paulette Thorpe died on July 4th, 2020, when she was hit by a falling bullet. 73-year-old Dolores Burwell died on New Year's Eve, 2021, when a bullet hit her. And there was also an incident in Raleigh, including on New Year's 2018, when UNC student Caitlin Kong was hit by a bullet downtown. Now, Durham police say that this is a very important thing. They warn people not to do this upcoming New Year's. They also say anybody caught firing a gun into the air could face a misdemeanor charge and a fine up to $500. Live in Durham, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
We are hours away from WRAL First Night Raleigh. The celebration to ring in the new year is happening tonight at multiple venues throughout downtown Raleigh. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from downtown. Laura, happy New Year's Eve to you. I know crews have been working hard on preparations.
They have. Good morning. The countdown to 2025 and First Night Rally is on. All the festivities will kick off here on Fayetteville Street. Here behind me, beginning at 2 p.m., you can see the barricades already set up here at Fayetteville and Martin Street. And I promise that there's a Ferris wheel back there. It just isn't all lit up just yet. But here's a look at some of the setup underway yesterday. Crews worked to get everything up and running outdoors and indoors. This year's amusement rides will include a Ferris wheel and the new downdraft ride, which will swing riders over the streets. Festivities again will begin at 2 p.m. with the children's celebration between Martin and Morgan Streets. There will also be music in City Plaza. The party continues at 6 p.m. with the People's Procession walking parade, and the early countdown and acorn drop will happen in City Plaza at 7 p.m., followed by even more live music and performances. Organizers say in addition to performances, there will also be craft activities and other activations throughout downtown.
Oh, it's so festive. And I think what's so special about First Night Raleigh is it's just like, it's this one thing that the whole community can come together on. Everyone loves a fresh start. They love ringing in the New Year's. And it just, when you're out here, you'll feel like everyone in Raleigh is here.
Oh, yeah. So if you want to enjoy a lot of the sights and sounds walking along Fayetteville Street, it's completely free. However, if you do want to participate in some of the activities or rides, you'll need a ticket for that. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in downtown Raleigh.
We will bring you live team coverage from downtown Raleigh. From the start of the events this afternoon all the way through midnight, Dan Haggerty and Ashley Rowe will bring you the fun and excitement from the state's largest New Year's Eve celebration, starting on our 4 p.m. news. Then at 7 p.m., we'll have a special newscast to celebrate with the early children's acorn drop at fireworks. Then as we count down to midnight, we'll have live coverage on Fox 50 from 10 to 11 p.m. and on WRAL from 11 until after midnight. We'll have surprises and celebrity guests you will not want to miss.
Other news this morning, 2 people are dead after a crash police say came at the end of a chase in Orange County. Carrboro police say it started just before 5 when someone called 911 to report a hit and run in Chapel Hill. A Chapel Hill officer tried to stop the car, but the driver did not pull over. Instead, the driver sped away before crashing into a tree near Oak Avenue and East Poplar Avenue. The driver and passenger in the car both died.
This morning, police are working to make an arrest after 2 people were shot to death in Hillsborough. 16-year-old Zakira Wardlow and 20-year-old D'Anthony Morgan were found dead yesterday morning around 6:30. Our crews were there as a car with shattered windows was towed away from Cardinal Drive near I-85. People who lived nearby reported hearing shots the night before. Wardlow's family wants to know why it took so long to find her and Morgan. The investigation lasted into the afternoon.
It hurts everybody that, knowing that her body is, still out there laying on the ground.
Since last night.
Yeah, since last night. And it's, everybody is upset about it.
Orange County Schools says Wardlow was a basketball player at Cedar Ridge High School last year. The team will honor her with a moment of silence before its game Friday. We've made attempts to reach out to D'Anthony Morgan's family. Wardlow's mother says the 2 were friends and met at Cedar Ridge.
We're learning more about the funeral plans of former President Jimmy Carter. On Saturday, a motorcade accompanying Carter will travel through Plains, Georgia to his childhood home. The procession will briefly pause in front of his family's farm. Then on the Carter Center in Atlanta, where he will lie in repose, allowing mourners to pay their respects. On January 7th, the late president will return to the Capitol Rotunda to lie in state until the national funeral January 9th. He will then be laid to rest in Georgia.
In a historic turn, South Korea has issued an arrest warrant for its president. Yoon Suk-yeol was impeached and suspended from power after he issued a short-lived martial law decree earlier this month. Yoon's facing charges of abuse of authority and orchestrating a rebellion. His martial law decree led to public protests and resignations from his cabinet.
There are plenty of fireworks on and off the field for the Detroit Lions and San Francisco 49ers Monday Night Football game. The teams combined for 10 touchdowns, including this trick play in the second quarter as Amon St. Brown and James Williams ran the hook and ladder play for a score. The Lions took the lead in the second half and held on for the win. They beat the 49ers 40-34. They'll now prepare for a showdown with the Minnesota Vikings next week on Sunday Night Football. The winner of that game will win the NFC North Division.
Tragedy in Texas. A family working to recover after losing their home and a loved one during a tornado.
It just throws you up. You go up with it, you go down, you fly, you flop, and everything you can do.
We'll hear from a woman whose wife died during the storm.
And keep up with the hand washing. Doctors say cases of norovirus are on the rise, the major uptick seen within the first week of December.
And we'll give you a live look at Pinehurst Resort and Golf Course. Looking foggy out there. It's also chilly out there as well. Meteorologist Anthony Baglione has your New Year's Eve forecast.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Welcome back. It is just about 4:43 here on this last day of 2024. Let's talk about where we head here as we get through tonight for our New Year's Eve planner. Looking at the latest data, I don't see us seeing any severe weather potential today, but there may be a potential as a cold front gets close between about 6 o'clock and at the latest 9 or so for a few isolated showers and maybe a few rumbles of thunder to come on through. It will be done, though, by the time we get to midnight. 52 degrees there at midnight. 2 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at 48. Let's walk through this on Futurecast. You can see we are quiet through the majority of the next couple of hours through our morning. Then that rain, even a few thunderstorms, gets closer as we head into this evening. There's a look at 6, 7 o'clock or so, and you can see that pinpoint potential there through the evening.
A Texas family is recovering after a tornado destroyed their home and killed a loved one. 48-year-old Jamie Brown was killed after a tornado ripped through her home in Texas over the weekend. The National Weather Service confirming an EF2 tornado tore through more than 8 miles of Brazoria County. It damaged 10 homes and injured 4 others. Brown's wife, Stephanie, says she and her mother took cover in a small house next door, but Brown had gone to their main house to grab some food when the tornado hit. She describes that moment.
This is where you rode out the storm.
Yeah, me and my mom.
What was that like?
Being on a roller coaster with no seatbelts. It just throws you up. You go up with it, you go down, you fly, you flop, and everything you can do.
Where was your wife?
In the house that belongs right here, in the kitchen.
Well, the family says the Red Cross is helping, but they're not sure where they will go next. They hope their insurance will cover the damages.
Some operations are happening again at Duke University Hospital's emergency department after flooding closed the area for days. A water pipe burst caused tens of thousands of gallons of water to flood the hospital's emergency department and radiology areas Thursday. All 76 treatment spaces, the department's main entrance, and waiting areas have since been restored. Hospital executives say it'll still be a while before operations are 100%. Complex traumas are still being diverted elsewhere.
Until we can ensure that we can move patients with trauma, for example, very quickly through areas of the hospital, we're not able to open to all trauma yet, but we're working hard to do that soon.
The hospital's still caring for transfer patients. They've treated over 100 patients from other hospitals over the past 4 days.
Norovirus cases are on the rise. The Centers for Disease Control reporting 91 outbreaks all across the country for the first week of December. That's roughly 24 more outbreaks compared to the last week of November. Norovirus is the top cause of foodborne illness, with roughly 2,500 outbreaks reported each year.
A man is accused of attacking a woman and a bail bondsman with an axe. It happened 2 weeks ago in Hope County. Caleb Jones is charged with second-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and assault with a deadly weapon. Deputies say Jones hit the bail bondsman in the chest with the axe. He and the woman were taken to the hospital. Jones is in jail under a $1.7 million bond.
The town of Chapel Hill has permission to redevelop a toxic coal ash site. The site is 10 acres and sits on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The land used to belong to the town's police department. The town plans to redevelop the property for non-residential use and find a solution to fix the coal ash.
Credit card spending debt is on track to reach a record. According to the National Retail Federation, between November 1st and today, credit card spending debt is on track to reach as much as $989 billion. Credit card balances were already more than 8% higher compared to last year, heading into the peak holiday shopping season. Another holiday spending report shows 28% of credit card users had not paid off the gifts they bought last year.
Well, several new laws going into effect for North Carolina in 2025 could affect your pocketbook. New car insurance requirements will be the most expensive in the country. The cheapest auto insurance plans are about to nearly double how much they'll pay out for property damage and medical bills. Lots of people are already insured for those high rates, though. But if you have a cheaper plan, your bills are probably about to go up. That charge was originally supposed to begin Wednesday, but lawmakers gave drivers an extra 6 months until July.
In Pasadena, California, final preparations are underway for the 136th Rose Parade. Volunteers are putting final touches on the floats that will make their appearance on New Year's Day. The city is finalizing its heightened security measures. Officials say more than 1,000 police units will patrol the parade's 5-mile route. Families can camp out along sidewalks beginning today. Many have already marked their spots.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be hopefully a beautiful day for the Rose Parade. Let's get over to meteorologist Anthony Baglione in the WRAL Suburban Weather Center as you make your plans for tonight's celebrations, Anthony.
It's a big question for us, Ken. How does the forecast look? And so we're going to walk through all the details here, help you get prepared and celebrate here together the start of 2025. Here is where we sit, though, right now. There's a lot going on in the atmosphere as far as what we are looking at meteorologically. Up into the Ohio valleys where we are seeing the most disruptive weather right now. There's a big area of low pressure that's bringing rain. It's bringing some snow even back into portions of Iowa. What we are looking at, though, is you can see this warm front, the red kind of circles there, if you will. It's going to push warmer air into our direction as we go through today. So watch what happens. That front comes through, that warmer front, but then the cold front kind of attached to this big old system approaches this evening. The warm front ahead of that, we can see we're pretty clear. There's 1 o'clock this afternoon. We're looking at just partly cloudy skies today, but then as the cold front, a lot of times stronger, they come through. There is 8 o'clock. Underneath that cold front, we could see some light showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two between about 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. It is done, though, by the time we get to midnight tonight. I do not expect any issues as we get into early tomorrow morning. Keep in mind, though, with those fronts, so again, a lot going on in the atmosphere, it'll be breezy today. We're looking at wind speeds pretty calm right now, but we take this ahead to 1 o'clock this afternoon at 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts, and then that may stick with us through the majority of this afternoon into this evening. 21 mile per hour winds there in Raleigh, 17 in Durham, 8 o'clock this evening, and then it starts to calm down into tomorrow, but I certainly think that we're going to be pretty breezy here as that front comes through. Where we sit right now, though, we're at 34 in Roxborough, 45 in Raleigh, 37 in Goldsboro. It is a chilly start for us. So if you're headed out early, maybe getting a head start on travel, you're going to want to have that winter coat with you and just bundle up. But you can definitely dress in layers today. Well, look at those temperatures this afternoon. I mean, we're at 68, 55 on Wednesday, 48 by the time we get to Thursday. Next weekend, we're keeping our eyes on a system Sunday night into Monday that could bring the potential for a few light areas of some rain, maybe a brief snowflake across the air. That's what we'll be watching closely.
Anthony, thanks. A big rebound for North Carolina's film industry. The productions this year that helped bring in over $300 million.
And trading in fireworks for the Northern Lights. Which states have the best chance of seeing the phenomenon tonight? December is always a busy month with all friends and family in town gift giving. It's easy to miss a recall that could affect your family's safety. 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur tracks those recalls all year and has some of the most impactful in this report.
Take a look in your kitchen drawer for these baby spoons made by Melly. The tip of the silicone spoon can break off and become a choking hazard. Contact Melly Baby Inc. for a free replacement. 315,000 Ram trucks were recalled in December because the anti-lock braking system could fail. This affects 2017 and 2018 models of Ram 25, 35, 45, and 5500 trucks. Dealers say they'll fix the issue for free. The Yoto Mini Kids speaker has been recalled again. The battery can overheat and catch fire. The first recall in April replaced the charging cable. The latest recall this month offers customers a free battery replacement kit. These Redfield gun safes may not keep kids or other unauthorized users out. A problem with the locking mechanism could prevent the safe from locking. These were sold at Academy Sports. You can return them for a full replacement or refund. And finally, to this massive recall of 2.6 million Stanley mugs. A problem with the lid could cause hot liquid to spill, burning the user. Contact Stanley for a free replacement lid. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
North Carolina's film industry brought in more than $302 million this year. It's the second highest total since 2015. This year, more than 55 productions were filmed across the state, creating nearly 97,000 jobs. Some of the TV shows filmed in the state include The Summer I Turned Pretty, Battle on the Beach, and Blue Ridge. According to the North Carolina Film Office, dozens of projects are already in the pipeline for 2025.
Granville County is giving you a chance to celebrate New Year's even if you can't stay up until midnight. The South Branch Library is hosting an early New Year's countdown at noon. The event starts at 11 this morning at the library on South Campus Drive in Creedmoor.
Gotta love North Carolina and the pickle drop, right? The Mount Olive pickle drop happening tonight in Wayne County. The fire department will help drop the glowing New Year's Eve pickle into a giant pickle jar. This is perfect for people who don't want to stay up or can't stay up till midnight. It starts at 5. The pickle goes into the jar at 7. Everything wraps up around 7:30 with fireworks.
And in Vance County, they're dropping a catfish tonight to bring in the new year. It's happening at Satterwhite Point. An 8 to 10-foot metal catfish all lit up will be lowered out of the sky at midnight. The plan is for the sculpture to be placed in a few state parks throughout the year.
All the drops so unique to our state. Some people up north could get a natural light show this New Year's Eve. NOAA says there's a chance of solar storms, which could bring the northern lights to several states. From Alaska to Maine, people have the best chance of seeing the lights. Parts of Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Iowa, and even New York may also catch a glimpse.
Tense moments at LAX International Airport. The investigation into how a private jet carrying a college basketball team nearly collided with a flight that was taking off.
And a fire at a Raleigh apartment. We'll show you the scene where crews were for around 3 hours this morning.